Welcome to my channel. Just close your eyes and listen. Forgotten Indian king, Yashovarman of Kannauj, the warrior king of central India. In the post-Gupta era of Indian history, a time marked by fragmentation, conflict, and the rise of regional powers, few kings stood out as exemplars of ambition, courage, and military prowess. One such figure was Yashovarman of Kannauj, a warrior king who emerged as a dominant force in 8th century northern India. Though less well remembered today, Yashovarman's legacy as a rival to the legendary Lalitaditya Muktapida of Kashmir and as a restorer of Kannauj's prestige marks him as a central figure of early medieval India. This comprehensive biography traces the life, wars, diplomacy, and legacy of Yashovarman, the king who dared to challenge the North's most formidable powers. Following the collapse of the Gupta Empire in the 6th century, North India splintered into numerous small kingdoms. The once proud city of Kannauj, a political and cultural beacon during Harsha's reign, fell into decline after his death without an heir. This power vacuum made Kannauj the center of rivalry among emerging dynasties. By the early 8th century, the Varman dynasty began asserting control over Kannauj. Yashovarman rose from this lineage, possibly as its most accomplished monarch. His rise signaled Kannauj's re-emergence as a strategic power center along the Ganges. Yashovarman began his rule by stabilizing the core Ganges region, reforming the administration, and reviving the economy. He established a strong military presence and forged alliances with nearby chieftains. His ambition was not just to defend Kannauj, but to restore its former grandeur. Yashovarman's early military campaigns targeted the smaller kingdoms of Bundelkhand Avanti and possibly parts of Bihar. He promoted temple building and patronized Sanskrit literature, keen to position himself as a worthy heir to Harsha's legacy. While Yashovarman was consolidating the heartland, to the north, another king was carving an empire, Lalitaditya of the Karkota dynasty in Kashmir. Known for his military conquests and ambition to unify northern India, Lalitaditya posed a significant threat to Kannauj. As both kings expanded their realms, their spheres of influence inevitably collided. The epic confrontation between Yashovarman and Lalitaditya is mentioned in Kalhana's Rajatarangini, though accounts are likely colored by regional bias. It is said that Lalitaditya defeated Yashovarman and took control of Kannauj, albeit temporarily. However, many scholars argue that Yashovarman was not decisively vanquished, and that his influence over Kannauj remained intact afterward. Reality likely reflects a complex relationship of rivalry, temporary defeat, and political compromise. Yashovarman is credited with patronizing Vakpati, a renowned Sanskrit poet who authored Gaudavaho, the slaying of the Gauda king. This poem not only glorifies Yashovarman's military campaigns, but also provides insights into his court and era. Like other kings of the era, Yashovarman used architecture to consolidate his rule. Temples dedicated to Shiva and Vishnu were built or restored during his reign. He also likely invested in roads and irrigation to improve trade and agriculture in the Ganges basin. According to Gaudavaho, Yashovarman launched expeditions into Gauda, which is present-day Bengal, and the eastern Gangetic plains. The details, however, are a bit sparse and quite stylized. It seems he may have clashed with rulers in the regions we now know as Bengal and Odisha, as he asserted Kannauj's superiority. Down in the Deccan, the Rashtrakutas were on the rise under the leadership of Danti Durga. While there isn't direct evidence of an outright war, the growing influence of Yashovarman in the north could very well have led to some tensions. It is quite possible that his successors later engaged in conflicts with the Rashtrakutas. Despite his military campaigns and cultural advancements, Yashovarman could not build a lasting empire. The decentralization of power and the lack of strong successors led to Kannauj once again falling into political flux. Yet his reign set the stage for the later tripartite struggle between the Pratiharas, Palas, and Rashtrakutas. Yashovarman's bold efforts to revive Kannauj and confront powerful rivals like Lalitaditya secured him a place among the notable kings of early medieval India. His combination of military ambition, cultural patronage, and strategic diplomacy made him a transitional figure between the classical and medieval eras. Much of what is known about Yashovarman comes from court poetry, particularly Gaudavaho. This makes separating fact from glorification difficult, yet it also illustrates how highly he was regarded by his contemporaries. Like many rulers of the early medieval period, Yashovarman's contributions are often glossed over in modern historical narratives. His story offers a lens into the complexity of early Indian geopolitics and the importance of regional kings in shaping the subcontinent's destiny. Yashovarman of Kannauj was not merely a regional warlord. He was a visionary ruler with aspirations to restore a golden age in northern India. Though ultimately eclipsed by more successful empires and emperors, he left behind a legacy of courage, culture, and resilience. In the mosaic of India's history, where many kings have faded into oblivion, Yashovarman's story reminds us of the fierce struggles and ambitious dreams that shaped the land of Bharat. Thank you for listening. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.